a story to all of you guys and my plushies. I think they're real, but they're not. The story is called The Family Dog. Nobody ever came right out the fridge, I don't know how to say that, what word that is, was the reason that my father lost the Juicy O account. That I bought it. My father said he was glad to be rid of Mr. Yarby. Now he could spend more time on his other clients that like Todd like company. My father was in charge of their new TV commercial. I thought maybe he could use me in it since I know how to stand on my head, but he said he wasn't planning on having any headstanders in his commercial. I learned to stand on my head in gym class. I'm pretty good at it too. I can stay up for long as 3 minutes. I showed my mother, my father, and the fudge and how I can do it in the living room. They were all impressed, especially Fudge. They were all he wanted to do it too, so I turned him upside down and tried to teach him, but he always tumbled over backwards. Right, after I learned to stand on my head, Fudge stopped eating. He did it suddenly. One day he was fine, and the next day nothing. No eat, he told my mother. She didn't pay too much attention to him until the third day when he was still refusing to eat. She got upset. You've got to eat, Fudgy, she said. You want to grow up and be big and strong, don't you? No, Grow, Fudgy said. That might be my mother told my father how worried she was about Fudge. So my father did these tricks for him while my mother stood over his chair trying to get some food into his mouth, but nothing worked. Not even juggling oranges. Finally, my mother got a great, brilliant idea of me standing on my head while she fed Fudge. I wasn't very excited about standing on my head in the kitchen. The floor is awfully hard in there, but my mother begged me. She said, "It's very important for Fudge to eat. Please help us, Peter." So I stood on my head. When Fudge saw me upside down, he clapped his hands and laughed. When he laughs, he opens his mouth, and that's when my mother stuffed some baked potato into it. But the next morning, I put my foot down. No, I didn't want to stand on my head in the kitchen. or anywhere else, I added. And if I don't hurry, I'll be late for school. Don't care if your brother starves. Jesus Christ. Nope, I told her. Peter was, what an awful thing to say. Oh, he will eat when he gets hungry. Why? Don't you just leave him alone? That afternoon when I came home from school, I found my brother on the kitchen floor playing with my boxes of cereal and raisins and dried apricots. My mother was begging for him to eat. No, 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 Fudge shouted. He made a terrible mess, dumping everything on the floor. Please stand on your head, Peter, my mother said. It's only way he will eat. No, I told her. I'm going to stand on my head. I'm not going to stand on my head anymore. I went into my room and slammed the door. I played with dribble until supper time. Nobody worries about me. The way they worry about Fudge. If I decide not to eat, they would probably not even notice. That night during dinner, Fudge hid under the kitchen table. He said, I'm dodgy. Woof, woof. It was hard to eat with him under the table pulling my legs. I waited for my father to say something, but he didn't. Finally, my mother jumped up. I know, she said. If Fudgy's a doggy, he wants to eat on the floor, right? If you ask me, Fudge never thought about it. But he liked the idea a lot. He barked and nodded his head. So my mother fixed his plate and put it under the table. Then she reached down and petted him as he was a real dog. My father said, aren't we carrying this little guy too far? My mother didn't answer. Fudge ate 2 bites of his dinner. My mother was satisfied after having a week of him eating under the table. Under the table. Felt like we really did have a family dog. I thought how great it would if we could trade him in Fudge for a nicer spaniel. The end. I'm not going to read anymore, guys.